What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about a handful of Grayscale trusts today. We're going to be going over ETH for Bchg LA, Mana for Lifetime Bull, Zen for TMS Magamadu, Gdlc for Corvette Dude, G-Sol for T-Roy, Glink for Fugly, LTCN, and Bchg for Grayery Green. We're going to be talking about all those for you guys. And I will throw on the ribbon because I know that there was, I forget who it was, but someone requested that I put the ribbon on for some of these, and I'll just put them on for all of them. You know, we'll do it at the end there. We'll just go through and look at the ribbon. But looking at ETH here, I am going to pause the music, by the way. We're going to pause that right now. Looking at ETH, hell of a monthly close, right? Hell of a monthly close. We were overbought, actually came back down, closed out of the overbought, so that's not a good look, I must say. On a weekly basis, we do have lower lows while promoting higher lows on price. That is a good look. Hidden bullish divergence is what that is, but we could go lower. Absolutely, we could go lower first. You know, top to bottom here. That is your 886 that you hit, so you could pull all the way back down to about 23 bucks, if not 19.50, somewhere around there. Find support, form a higher low, and then continue going higher. That's my thoughts. You probably do move a little bit lower, get around this 50, and then bounce. Yeah, the daily looks like it wants to go down a little bit. The 3 hour does look like it wants to go down, so ETH probably wants to go down 23.28 to 19.60, somewhere in that area is what I'm thinking. That's ETH. And I suppose, yeah, I'll go through the ribbon with all these in a second so we can look for maybe some key things that I might have missed. I'll go through it in a second, but first we're going to just do the rough analysis. Mana looking very bullish. I love this bounce off of the weekly RSI. I love that you're in the overbought zone to close the month out. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. Probably see some dramatic movements, not just in the Grayscale trust, but in the coin itself as well. You're looking like, man, you want to reach up to 87.25. You're at 51.50. 87 to 155. That's where you're going in a very short amount of time. Maybe next week, but probably in the month of April, it's happening. So that's Mana, in my genuine opinion. I'll delete that there, and then we can go to Zen, and we'll talk about Zen too, because Amadou, you requested Zen and Zen, so we're going to talk about them together. But this relative high to low, let's see. I like what you're doing. You could come lower first, okay? It wouldn't be bad if you came down here. You're still forming a higher low in this like whole trajectory. I mean, you could even go lower. You could come out of the overbought zone. You've moved up a lot in a very short amount of time. Seeing a retracement is nothing to be ashamed of. In fact, it's encouraged. Then you get a chance to buy at lower prices. 456, we put a line there at the 236, essentially right there. 382 right here. You know, take away the fibs. That's your 236, your 382. Really near the lows here. Really near the highs here. So I mean, it would make sense to go probably 470 to 270, somewhere in that area. You're at 818 now. I know that sounds crazy of a dump, but man, you just had crazy pumps unchecked. Seeing a pullback is not going to be crazy at all, and it's low liquidity, so seeing those kind of major swings, it does happen. Daily RSI looks fine other than this rejection off the overbought zone. That does tell me you might want to go lower. Looking at the daily RSI for what it's worth, though, you are holding these higher lows, which is nice. You're holding those. So as long as you're holding that, I think you're fine. But next week, this upcoming week, tomorrow, we'll probably put that to the test. I want to look at the 3 hour. Yeah, 3 hour doesn't look too bad, actually. I'm curious. I'm anticipating that you move down. I really am anticipating that you move down. But we'll pull the ribbon up later. Let's talk about Zen. Zen USD Horizon. Zen kind of looks like it wants to move down. I'm not going to lie, actually. Yeah, you're having a hard time getting above that 618. I think you probably do want to move down. And where are you going to go, Zen? You're probably going to move down to about $11 to $10. Very confident in that. Still a higher low, and you could move lower. You could even move down to 850 and you're still fine. But 10 to 11 is what I'm thinking, which makes sense because HSEN looks like it wants to go down too. So yeah, that makes sense to me. You're at the top part of your accumulation range, pulling back to $10 to $11, man. I mean, that's fine. Yeah, form a higher low before you get ready to break out. That's fine. Zen. Let's talk about Gdlc. And I don't know why it's at such a discount or whatever. Like, I know you asked Corvette dude, you're asking why it's on a discount. I don't know. I really don't know, man. It's at the 618 golden ratio zone. It found resistance there. That much I do know. You closed right at the golden zone. You actually closed just barely above it, but with bearish divergence, you're probably good for a move to the downside here. At least around, I would say, 1870. Somewhere around there. Makes sense to me. You probably do move down. Lower volume as you made your next high up, along with the bearish divergence. It just makes sense, man. You're probably going down. Very confident in that. So we'll see you below $19, probably above $18 though. You could move as low as like 1660, I suppose. Let's look at a relative fib to just get that kind of solidified in an answer here. Let me see. Low to high. Yeah, man, 1660, 1670. I think that'd be the lowest point that you'd go, honestly. You could go lower and still be fine, but you could hold. I would think that you at least go at least to about 1870, but you might go down to 1660, 1670, but down nonetheless is what I'm thinking for this. We'll throw the ribbons on this also at the end of the video here. G-Sol, talking about Grayscale Solana. Bearish divergence kind of on the weekly, like yes it's there, but no, I don't know. You've already resolved it too, so whatever. You know, this let this be a friendly reminder for anybody who heard the HSEN predictions I just made. This thing dropped in a day, essentially. Technically, from its high, 2 days later, it dropped 70%. Okay, so, and that's Solana on Grayscale, let alone HSEN. Okay, which has less liquidity than this thing does. I'm pretty sure it does. I haven't measured, but I would assume that it does. Yes, if you go up unchecked, you will move down to correct it. You really will. Check that it's okay that you're moving up higher. Oh, it is. You actually have interest down here. Okay, then we'll just move higher. We'll get away from the interest of the buyers, get up to the interest of the sellers, so that we can move down again and just keep doing this little dance of up and down all the way up. G-Sol looks pretty good. You're in a consolidation period right now, right? You've got this like symmetrical looking triangle. You're coming to the end of it, so whenever you get a breakout, which could be down, it could be up, you're probably going to see a nice explosive move either way. You've already had your move down, so if you were to move down, I doubt you go below this low. You could move down as low as like 252. You're at 431 now. Maybe you find support at about 320, 330. That's possible as well. I don't mind the daily RSI. I don't mind the 3-hour RSI either. I want to say you're going to break out to the upside. It's my genuine opinion. So let's just see how the week opens. Let's see how it goes. But we should talk about this on the next request day for sure. G-Sol for sure. But I think it wants to break out to the upside. And at which case we would take this fib from high to low and anticipate. I mean, you're above the 618. Yeah, you're holding above it. So anticipate $803 to $1,216 is on the table. And again, we will throw the ribbon on at the end of the video here. Now, I want to be clear here, my fugly friend. You said Link, and then you said Grayscale, but I don't think Link is the ticker for it. I think it's Glink, right? Glnk. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I think that's what you meant to say. So we're gonna do this. If not, correct me if I'm wrong. You know, hit it in the comments. Maybe there's something I'm missing. But you said Link was the ticker, and I'm pretty sure that's just the ticker for the crypto itself. But let's see here. Top to bottom, 2272 hit, 181. Ooh, dude, that's beautiful actually. Oh yeah. You could move down. You could move down to about $63. You're at 144 now. You could move down. I'm not convinced that you do, but let's just see. Of no help at all. No help at all, man. Very neutral on your 3 hour. The daily is bullish. The weekly is bullish. The fibs are even bullish. So my gut is telling me that you'd want to go down to 63 bucks, but we don't trade our guts. We trade the indicators, the tools. And what this is telling me is you want to see $298, $300 really soon. That's what that's telling me. Let's look at Link real quick. I mean, holding support. I know in my last video I was bearish on Link. Kind of in a consolidation phase here as well. I don't know. That's not a nice looking daily RSI. I don't know. I don't see a scenario where Link falls but Glink goes up. I just don't see that. I could see Link consolidating and Glink moves up, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on Link, or maybe GLNK, it just looks bullish, but really it's bearish. I mean, hitting your 2272 and pulling back to your 1618 is a very common thing. That's why that's like my gut instinct. But I suppose what I should say is, as long as you're above $95.50, you're fine. But if you go below there, 62.88, maybe even lower is possible. So kind of a head scratcher with that one, not going to lie. But we'll throw the ribbons on at the end of it and see if that helps clarify some things. Let's talk about the Mac daddies of the house, man. LTCN. And then Bchg, LTCN, you guys, let's look at Litecoin real quick. Okay. Friday it was here, okay? And by the time, so LTCN, it wasn't open on Friday. So that was before this move, before this 16% move, and now we're up 4%. We're already up higher than that. You guys, LTCN is going to open up phenomenally next week, okay? You're going to be up higher, okay? You're going to be at higher prices than $38.50. That's for sure. You're probably going to go, let's see, where are you going to go? 52 bucks, baby. 52 bucks, man. I'm going to say 52 to 60 bucks is where you're going to go. Yeah. Next week. Next week. It's happening right now, right before your eyes. You're at 38 bucks. 52 to 60 bucks, man. We'll see you there. Going there, going places. And you know, you probably, that daily RSI looks really good, you guys. It looks really damn good. Weekly RSI looks good too. You do have bearish divergence, but it's not printed. It's just there, but it's not printed. I don't know, man. 3 hour looks weird, but strong still, so I got no problems with it, man. I got no problems at all. I would be very surprised if you didn't see some kind of extremely bullish move after Litecoin moved up essentially 16% from where this thing closed last week. I would be very surprised if you didn't see a move that was comparable to that. I mean, larger than that even, right? I mean, if LTC moved up essentially that much, that's 45. Like, why? You're telling me you're not going to hit your 2272? Next week, guys, 34% move, and then we could talk about you turning down. Maybe 34%, maybe 44%. You could go all the way up here. I kind of doubt it, though it is possible. It's on the table hitting that 2618, but I would expect you probably find your relative high here soon, either next week or like this coming week, as in tomorrow, or for a lot of you watching this, it's probably today. If that makes sense. If not this coming week, the following week is where I would expect LTCN to top. But I think it will be this week. But that's that. We will throw the ribbon on that as well. Bchg, looking at this bad boy. Bearish divergence printed on the 3 hour. It is there. Okay. But, my friends. Oh yes, there's a lot of buts, because BCH itself actually moved up a whole 13% yesterday on Sunday, and on Friday it moved up 9%. So we're up a lot from where the close is. If you watched my most recent Bitcoin Cash video, you guys would know I am expecting this to be the top, actually the relative high for Bitcoin Cash, before we move back down to about anywhere from really $600 to $500, with the heavy emphasis on that $600 to $530 area, $505 area. And we could go lower than that even technically and still be fine, but that's the areas that I'm looking for. You know, Bitcoin Cash, we're in a precarious place where BCH could move down today by the time that BCHG opens, and BCHG could still move up a pretty solid bit. So just keep that in mind. Even though Bitcoin Cash might be bearish today, BCHG might end up being bullish today. You do have a double top scenario. It wouldn't be crazy at all, you guys. I'm rubbing the crystal ball here. I'm seeing into the future. I'm trying. It wouldn't be crazy at all if tomorrow you got your high in BCHG. It like opened up high and then worked its way down the whole day back down. And you had some kind of double top. You actually like closed either red or just slightly higher. I don't know. It's kind of my thoughts. And if we look at this here, I mean, you might go up. You're at 1668. Maybe you only go to 1905. Maybe you go all the way up to 2167. But I bet you open up the day high and you work your way down throughout the day. It's kind of my thoughts on BCHG. So BCHG and LTCN getting near their relative highs. A lot of these Grayscale trusts looking like they want to correct a little bit. That's okay. Yeah, you've got, $19 there, 31.90. You're in your range where it would make sense to kind of find resistance, but you probably do go up a little bit higher. Again, with the fact that BCH pumped a significant amount, a substantial amount since BCHG closed on Thursday. I would anticipate, even though BCH is looking like it wants to turn around from here, I would anticipate that it does want to move up. And man, I'm going in with the lethal call here, guys, that today is the high. I could be wrong, but we'll see. Not too confident on it yet. If we can get below about $600, I'd be pretty confident that that's. I mean, I guess 600 is one of my targets, but I am looking really for that 530 to 500 area. But 600, if 600 is an area we find support on, this momentary high for BCHG, it might be more momentary than I'm thinking it'll be. Because I'm thinking right now, this week as well, this coming week for BCHG, we're going to find our high wherever it may be. Who knows? And then we'll probably consolidate as we did here, or as we did here, probably not that long, but it looks like these are actually getting, I wonder, are they getting shorter? I know, guys, I'm procrastinating. We're going to get to the ribbons here in a second. That's 20 bars. Essentially consolidated here for 22 bars, so no, it's not getting shorter. Consolidated for 9 bars, really, though, like 12 bars. I don't know. Okay. We're going to throw the ribbons on, and we're going to do it in the exact same order that we started this video with. So let's talk about ETH first, and we'll just throw on, no. There we go. Throw on the ribbon. Because I know you guys like the ribbon. I like the ribbon too. It makes me feel safe at night. I sleep real sound with my ribbons on. ETH coming back to touch the ribbon as it did here. Found support, moved higher. You broke above the yellow line here. You found support on it here and here. I know you can't really see it, but just trust me, I can see it. That's actually exactly what it did. So yes, you probably come back down to this yellow line, which I don't know what I said earlier. I forget already, but that's around like anywhere from 22.50. You could move down into the ribbon even to like $20 itself, but probably moving down. That's ETH on the weekly, and the daily is pinching. Oh, you could be in a longer phase of consolidation if that thing flips. Or maybe you're just going to see a quick move down and then move up. I don't know. Yeah, 3 hours flipping, but that's okay. Oh, that monthly is flipping bullish, though. That's a good look, guys, on the monthly. Anyways, good things for ETH over the months to come. Mana. Grayscale Trust on the weekly. Looking good. You're pretty far away from the ribbon, though, so don't be surprised if it does come back at some point. Just tipped into it though, so with the ribbon, something that I was taught, that I've learned, is you get your first pass, that's okay. You can bounce out of that, see a strong move, but if you pull into it once, you get out, but then you get pulled into it again, you likely will see some kind of greater drop. You likely will. Okay, so if we get pulled back into it again, we likely would go a little bit lower, and we probably would go all the way down to like $24, $25, $20, something like that. But if we continue to get separation, if we continue to move up next week, this could be a really good look, not going to lie. The weekly ribbon looks fine too. I don't know. I have no problems with it. You are pretty far away from it, and whenever the further away you get from it, it's like a magnet in a certain degree, right? You got really far away from it, just pops right back up to it. Really far away from it, you consolidated, but inevitably went to it, and that's whenever you went off again. Anyways, that's Mana. That's the look on Mana. Let's look at Zen here. HZEN. Looking decent on the weekly. Looking decent on the daily, man. And the 3 hour. You probably do come back down into the ribbon. It makes sense, in my opinion. Gdlc. Yep, looking like you want to go down as well, yeah. you're pretty far away from your weekly ribbon. As the weeks go on, this ribbon will continue to grow, right, as we print our next weeks, and that could line up well with this resistance point here, you know, if it just continues to grow. So you're finding support both on the resistance point and on the top part of your ribbon, something like that. Looking at the daily, yeah, you just look like you're going to go into it. So that's my thoughts on that. Yeah. Gdlc, G-Sol now. Oh, see, I'm a little less bullish on G-Sol with the way this ribbon looks. Maybe you do go lower. I don't know. You're about to do something, man. You're about to do something. You've done this before though, and then you moved up. I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. I feel like the ribbon doesn't really help here. It is a bullish looking ribbon, nonetheless, but that's G-Sol. Glink. Looking bullish as well. But again, it wouldn't be crazy to move down. These ribbons aren't really helping at all, are they? 1 hour looks nice. The 3 hour looks nice. So, well, maybe Glink does move up, man. I don't know. Glink looks pretty good. Even though Link, I think, moves down, Glink actually looks kind of good. LTCN. LTCN, you're very far away from your daily ribbon. You're going to have a date with it at some point. Very far away from your weekly ribbon. Yeah, you're going to pull back at some point too, man. And that's not where you're going to pull back to. As the weeks go on, this ribbon will only gain in value, right? But if you take your time and slowly move down, you could interact with this ribbon at a lot higher prices than it's at now, which is at about $15.50. So I don't know. I got nothing really to say on the weekly. You know, if we look at this for what it is, you did just get your cross with this last move up. So even if we top off here, relatively speaking, like in a short amount of time, we find a high around here, we pull back. This move is just getting started, guys, right? Like when we flipped the ribbon here, we just flipped it bullish. I mean, we found our low technically here, 75 bars later, or arguably here, 47 bars later, right? We just flipped the ribbon here. We're on our 13th bar, so we got some time, man. To put it in perspective, 47 bars would be late this year, if not later, you know, and that's basing it off of one iteration. That don't put that like too seriously, don't take that too seriously to heart, but just an idea. We just flipped it. We're going to get moving here, but we are very far away from it, both on the weekly and the daily. It wouldn't surprise me if soon we found a high and we corrected a little bit, consolidated. Bchg, last one, same thing, very, very far away from your ribbon. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we turned around soon. Yeah, bullish ribbons on all of them, but they're really not helpful because it's just like we're not at like critical points where they're turning or flipping or anything like that. But you don't need it to be at critical points for it to be useful. Kind of gives you an idea as to like where your soft landing will be, and as the days go on, this will move up to like $11, $10. $13, stuff like that. But I got nothing else to say, guys. That's really it. That's everything. So if you like the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. I very much appreciate all of you for coming, and I will see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.